All right.
Did you hit the button?
Yes.
Yeah, we hit the button.
Oh.
We just needed you to say when to go.
And that's what I can keep things.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of
right,
Merlin and his asshole friends watch movies.
It's not the official name.
I don't know what you called it.
I think it's just Merlin reviews. That's usually about it. But Merlin reviews, there's kind of a difference because there's like my official reviews that I break down like classic movies. And then I just put up these vlogs with you guys, but I also call them Merlin reviews. So
Because it's not wrong. You are reviewing.
But I feel like that should be a separate series. But you know, these are the things we work
Marvel
out.
Watch? Generic Marvel Watch?
Marvel Watch. I like that.
Marvel.
Today it's Marvel Watch.
It is Marvel.
You see, you need to have an established Marvel Watch for the Marvel Watch joke to go through, and not just be like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if this is the first one, it doesn't work quite as well, unfortunately. But
retroactively rename.
No, the name's 2 words.
I literally could go back and rename it. I have done that before, but this video is obviously way on topic already. Well, we're reviewing Captain Marvel. We just saw it.
We are Captain Marvel.
Fresh out of the theater, and I don't know. I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say.
I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be controversial. This movie exists. It's definitely a movie. There are movie things in it, and it is made by Marvel. It's all jokes aside.
What are you talking
it's a
about?
movie.
Best movie of the fucking year. Did you not see that intro logo?
Oh yeah,
The intro was excellent.
They have to do that for at least Endgame.
A couple more.
You know,
yeah,
like,
hopefully they don't get rid of that right away.
there was a special little thank you Stan Lee
Actually,
thing.
yeah. Let's talk about that first. We'll talk about the
It
Stanley.
came out of nowhere, and it hit me good.
But because I remember hearing, I tried to keep the articles relatively spoiler free, but I saw there was a really touching tribute, and it was simple. It's not really a spoiler. I mean, the logo is.
I did not
see
know.
any.
I didn't.
For any
I've been
Yeah,
ever
I
since
haven't
this whole
seen-
controversy nonsense started. I just kind of distanced myself from all media surrounding the movie.
Mostly,
I don't
too.
even know what you guys are talking about.
Well,
with that, because
but that can be part. That can be part of it. That's because
Yeah.
that's good. You haven't heard about that at all, so that your opinion will be even more fresh. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But before we talk about the logo thing, I'll get it out of the way. I like the Stanley cameo in this because
Is that Stanley?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is Stanley. Stanley has a couple more cameos.
I know, but it just seemed like they used way back CGI on him.
probably it's hard to say, but it
could
definitely
have just been the background too and all that.
Yeah.
depending on
A lot
how
of
they
people
did it.
had way back CGI because of the 90s, but
Yeah.
that was true. But
it was the best way back CGI I've seen.
it was.
for a long time.
Did you
Yeah.
guys? I don't know if anybody caught the Stanley cameo was referencing. Did anybody catch that?
No, I'm sorry.
Well,
It sounded familiar.
Well, it was funny because it was cool. I really liked it because it makes sense because it's like the mid-90s. He's reading the script, practicing his lines for his scene in Mallrats, which is like his first big cameo. Anything we played himself.
okay.
I thought so. That was kind of like calling back to the first time he did that. I thought that was
That's
cool.
really interesting. I didn't catch that at all.
Yeah,
That's good.
Also, Watu the Watcher is just self-aware.
Yes, basically.
I mean,
But yeah, just to get that out of the way, Stanley stuff. Do you guys want to talk about the controversy first, or just save that for after we talk about the movie?
I think we should talk about
say-
it first.
are you,
Get it out of the
just
way.
get it out of the way.
Let's get out of the-
get it
okay,
out of
well,
the way.
I mean, I didn't really know much about it, but Gimli basically.
I got no clue.
Okay,
Well,
so
you talk about it. I don't know. Stupid.
I haven't gotten like too far into this, but the basic gist of what I can get from this is, have you heard about the controversy around Wonder Woman when it first came out?
No,
This is
no,
Wonder
not
Woman and
that I remember.
Ghostbusters happening, and people are. It always happens when a big
When it's a
female-led
female
thing happens, and then
lead.
it's
Okay.
turned into something that it's not, and people just keep on going and going. And it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Like boycotting the movie level nonsense, but it's just that small group of like
Just
enormous dickheads.
It's a small minority of people that were really hating on this movie from the get-go, basically. But-
There's more to it, but I don't want to give them the time of day.
yeah, but basically, so there was some controversy and hate going into this movie already. She was getting a lot of hate before she even took the role. But okay, we can talk about the movie. You want to do some plot synopsis first?
Before the plot synopsis,
Okay,
the-
before. All right.
It would have helped if their advertising for the movie was better and was realistic to what.
The movie was?
Yeah.
I didn't really see any advertising. I'm gonna be honest.
The trailers weren't the best.
They didn't cover a lot of the movie, and it was mostly the first, like, 20 minutes
20
or so?
to 30 minutes. They make the movie out to be something different, if I'm remembering the trailers correctly. I only watched them a couple times.
Same.
But and then on top of it with the... I don't know what to call it. I don't know. Basically, they were like, "This is our Wonder Woman," and it's like, "No, this is a Marvel movie starring Captain Marvel." I don't know what you're. Just
Yeah.
guys play it cool.
Yeah. It's a separate thing,
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I mean...
I can do a plot synopsis.
Sure, yeah, let's see what you come up with.
Basically,
Spoiler, no spoiler.
no spoilers because we haven't given grades yet.
Okay.
Basically, I'll spoil as much as was in the trailers. Captain Marvel, Skrull invasion, oopsie doopsie,
Betrayal.
betrayal.
Betrayal. I like these simple thoughts.
And then freedom.
Then freedom.
Freedom.
They give a reason as to why she is not around to be the savior of everybody, super ultra badass. There's an actual groaner in this fucking movie in like the last 5 minutes.
That was... Did you like this pretty bad?
Yeah.
The Avenger Initiative.
Fuck that noise.
They didn't even hit that earlier in the movie. That was their nickname. They
That-
added that on.
They added that on in the end.
Like if they had foreshadowed a little.
Basically, the entire reason they are
I
called the
didn't even
Avengers is because
I
of
didn't
Captain
see
Marvel.
it
And I'm
at
like,
all in the movie.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, that wasn't a thing.
That's what I'm saying.
That
Even when
wasn't.
she was getting
All the,
into
the text on the plane was 100% blurry the entire time, probably for this big reveal. But it just feels
that's the big
disingenuous and just like
Side that's like the last thing. It's like
it's just kind of a kick to the nuts.
It's a little
It's a little incredibly lame.
It's a little incredibly lame.
Yeah, I mean it's almost as bad as like.
Well, think about it.
This is going to be like a side tangent, but it's almost as bad as like Force Unleashed. The Rebel Alliance is just his sigil because it's never good. It's never good just tying an entire movement
into like one little thing.
Into like one little thing about a person that won't be around or is retroactively written into the canon.
Like it's just a thing that looks cool, and sometimes that's it. For the purpose, exactly. But anyway,
why did he choose the word Avenger? Because it's fucking Nick Fury,
and also
baller as hell.
Kind of slightly redundant too, because Captain America is the first Avenger. It's what his first movie. That's kind of where I thought they got it from unofficially.
He was literally called that.
The first Avenger.
Yeah,
like,
that's what.
So I'm like, I know that you're trying to make her the core, but guys, that's already been done.
No, but don't you get it, Joe? He might have been the first Avenger, but for some reason.
She was Avenger.
She literally would have been the second Avenger, but the one that got the event.
I feel like
this is like a small. It's a good thing.
We're starting
that, like our number one
big
problem with
it's
it.
It's a nitpick.
It's literally a nitpicky pet peeve. No, it's my biggest flaw with the movie. That's pointing out at me is it's this small thing that I'm just kind of hyper focusing on.
Mine's right before that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, before we get to what's wrong with the movie, let's do what's good and letter grades.
Okay, all right.
Let's start over here.
All right, so this movie is okay. The way they kind of made it is more like the older Marvel movies, like
it definitely reminds me more of a Captain America, First Avenger,
like original Iron Man, Iron Man 2 kind of movie.
Simpler and almost too personal character focused. Like
I
not.
kind of liked that though.
I mean,
it wasn't bad.
This
is what the movie was meant to be.
I mean, that's what they've done with like all of their heroes except for like the Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man. But Spider-Man just kind of comes into
because you know who he is already by now.
True. I guess it's what's necessary for people to understand Captain Marvel, but it's a little too. I guess it's not the structure. Then I guess it's just some of the lines in it that were.
Some of the lines could have been delivered a little better.
Oh yeah.
Some of them were a bit hammy and stilted. But continue. We're getting. Yeah.
But so this movie opens up with Veers. General Veers.
General Veers. Another Star Wars reference.
Oh my god.
You submit to the ground troops, General Veers. Doing Darth Vader's voice already.
And she is training, doing her. Yeah, I've been doing this all my
Martial
life.
arts.
I know martial arts.
Come on, man.
No, okay. These aren't exactly crucial plot points yet.
It is crucial.
No.
It comes back. It's
You
important.
gotta understand. This is a lead up.
Okay, as long as they do something simple, and then he can talk.
So then she uses her powers in this fight with her
Mentor.
mentor,
I would say
lover.
Trainer, father,
It's
figure,
very
command
unclear.
officer.
I'm just gonna call him CO.
Mentor.
Mentor CO. There was no romantic interest there.
Yeah.
Doing this whole, you need to be able to focus yourself and use your ability to beat me, not your cosmic level abilities or anything, but
Not your weird
just
hand
fist to
blasters.
fist. And it kind of reminds me of like really old movies. Like the whole you gotta go get him, Rock. You gotta thunder and shoot lightning.
You gotta stand on your own 2 feet kind of message. Well,
Yeah, and I think, and they go through the entire movie, the whole betrayal thing, and they get to the end of the movie, and
spoilers.
it's fun.
Save it for later. Everyone's gonna go see this. This format is terribly review. I gotta turn it off. We're done. No one gets a review. You can't hold your tongue.
It's okay. I continue.
This is a minor spoiler.
Go
It's
ahead.
fine.
If it's summing up your general review, it's fine.
And the way they go about how the whole thing goes with Carol Danvers and this person is just ridiculous.
Carol
And
Danvers
it's-
doesn't have a reason to prove herself to this person
Yes,
anymore.
and it's very comic booky. And
Yeah.
that's the entire.
When it gets
Yes,
more
I
comic
did like
booky,
this.
it gets better. When they stop trying to,
Be super serious.
when they
I
stop
wouldn't believe
DC,
that.
when they stop trying to
I kind of
DC
like
this movie
that.
and start being Marvel.
Yeah, when they
Because you
stop
take
like.
those parts
I'm
of the
curious.
comic
I'm
book.
curious to get what you say, but anyway,
But
it sounded to be a lot of good thoughts. I told you.
there are a lot of parts in this movie where it's like, yeah, you got to be serious about this and like all these things that happened to her in the past. And it's like those parts of the movie aren't really that great. It's like maybe like when they get to the whole liar reveal thing, that's okay, but
That's a genuinely good spot there. It's questionable, but then when they fully flesh it out and give you context for it, it's very good.
yeah, it's fine. But like the build up for everything was just kind of iffy, if I'm gonna be
Felt
honest.
slow.
There was no real
Choppy.
build-up. It was just kind of, and now the movie's here, and we're going.
No, there was build up. There are
Oh,
times
yeah.
where you can definitely tell this movie was shot to be like the 90s, where we have brick technology.
I mean,
And then there's the parts
every
where
time of
and
slow,
there's-
like pacing build-up, it was whenever they were dealing with 90s technology.
Which was kind of the joke.
Oh yeah.
it was
Yeah.
the joke, but it got really old really fast.
I remember that one part where they were actually like downloading the information. Nobody in the theater was laughing, and then some people started to laugh, and Henry Lemon was like, "Is this supposed to be funny?" And then people started to laugh, and then it was a serious moment because it ended. It was like that joke by that point was like the third or fourth joke like that about 90s technology, and I think it was getting old for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like going from that to what we have now, which is like, and that's in the past even, like these super technologies that can make their own mindscapes and things like that,
Or just the pager.
or
Yeah.
just the pager.
The pager was cool.
And it's like you can tell they put all of their time and attention to all of the like big budget battles, her powers and things like that when she's
The powers
actually
were
using them.
beautifully animated.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are.
Beautifully animated.
And like it feels like there wasn't much attention put to some of the more like serious things. Like there could have been more impact to them.
The biggest, most impactful things in this movie had nothing to do with Carol Danvers.
No.
I don't know.
Never saw all of them.
We'll have to.
Like
we'll
the
have to-
number one thing that was like, oh my god, was like Carol adjacent.
Finding out who she actually was, though.
True.
That
Well,
was
finding out
interesting.
how she got her powers in this universe is pretty impactful.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's going to be impactful for a lot of things in the future too.
It is,
Yeah.
but like, what it is like, she's just kind of there and it happens.
Yeah, she is just kind of there and it happens. And when she starts using her powers, no one can really stop her. And like that's the kind of power level she is, and I'll admit that because Captain Marvel is a like cosmic level superhero.
Yeah,
She was
she's
the-
up there.
The Phoenix of Avengers, in a sense.
essentially.
She's up there
Essentially.
with current Thor and Hulk when they stop making him hold back. So I definitely go like end Ragnarok Thor.
She is supposed to be one of the higher level
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I'm comparing her like that is because that's the strongest hero that we've had so far. We don't really know what Thor can do because they kind of.
Yes, we do.
No.
He survived the solar radiation for like hours.
No.
Make
What
it
I'm
happen.
saying is now that it's crafted, all he's really done is throw it in a big circle and catch it and fly somewhere. Like
Yeah.
he's never tried to hurt somebody yet.
I mean,
You know,
he has.
He
Look,
picked up the
the
axe
most-
and threw it at that. He did not yuck it. He didn't supercharge it. He just kind of, and now you're dead.
Yeah, and like when he was like Ruin King Thor and God King Thor.
He's not that.
He's
What
just
I'm
really-
saying.
I think we're getting off track.
We're getting off track.
All right.
I'm comparing the two characters
Alright.
because their
Got it.
maximum potential is unknown. Right?
I'm gonna tell the video now. I can tell that people here want to get into spoilers. So Bass Xevrix, just sum up your grade. We'll get to spoilers. I promise.
Do you want to just go around the table and give grades?
Let's just
and
give
then-
grades and let's just dive into it. Just
Yeah,
sum it up general and then grade.
Yeah, like
No,
don't
sorry,
get
great,
it twisted.
great.
Like, I still enjoy this movie, but
Great.
like, it's like a B minus.
Great.
Okay.
B minus. Me.
Okay.
B.
I'd say B minus, sort of like a action chick flick.
All right. I'm gonna go solid B. I thought it was pretty good.
B.
Okay. Now spoilers. We gotta talk
I'm so
about
sorry.
this. No, it's clear.
It's really a lot of what happens in this movie is important and integral to Carol or the universe at large.
There-
You can't really go to a
Yeah,
beat
you-
by beat.
without really spoiling a lot of plot.
Yeah.
Because
A
you know
lot.
one thing.
Not a lot other than plot happens in this movie.
Well, I want us to get some of the positives out first, so it doesn't seem like we're bashing it. I want to say
None of us are bad.
No.
We've given our grades.
No,
This is a good movie.
showing off how like cornballish fucking Nick Fury is in
Yeah,
this
this
universe
is
is
also
amazing.
Yeah.
this was a
Like
kind of also
Young Fury.
like a Nick Fury origin movie in a lot of
Mhm.
ways.
It was.
I felt like his role was
More of comic relief.
than of Nick Fury that we're used to, but that's because
He's not hard to be.
That's because he's
was
like
young.
Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil 2. You want him to be badass, but he's still. Hey guys, are you okay? I brought some soup. Is the infection over yet?
It show
Growth.
the spoilers for the end of the movie. They build up how did Nick Fury lose? He got scratched by a
Oh,
cat.
that was kind of dumb.
He got scratched by a space cat
Yeah.
that ate the Tesseract.
Who's the hero?
He
Goose
is the hero.
is the hero.
Goose is the
They,
great.
they, they,
Has Goose been in other movies?
no,
No.
But they
I thought
just
so.
Goose is here, completely unexplained, as a joke, and then just
He's not there anymore.
I don't get it. I'm
No,
kind
I,
of.
like,
Well, he's a cat.
Okay, I almost wish that they just like CGI him into like all the other movies.
Just so he's always
Just
like
like-
off
just-
in the distance.
some
or like
Marvel special editions.
Yeah, just special edition Nick Fury has a cat, and then that solves a lot of the problems. But
He's got a fickle cat too.
why? I
Yes.
don't get how people were like, "Oh, she doesn't smile," or "Oh, she's not fun," or and then like you go and watch the movie.
No,
and
she's
just,
fun.
She's just
Yeah.
a fun person.
She's
Like
She
the
cracks jokes
all the time.
Yeah.
all throughout the movie.
She-
Cracks jokes because none of you can touch me.
She's
it's
snarky.
weird. It's weird what they went with the trailers because it's all serious. But this is a
Like I said,
lighter.
I'd never.
This
I
is a
didn't see
lighter style
anything.
movie. The trailers make it out to be
She's no nonsense.
no nonsense, stand in awe of Captain Marvel, that bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
The positive,
positive
in the most positive way, she that bitch.
She's a strong female lead, and this is what we're representing. But this is show can have some fun, like all Marvel movies are. It's just the same as all.
I'm upset that people are mad at this movie because it does nothing.
Really,
horrendous
actually, the
at
thing
all.
I thought was interesting, guys, was the fact that this has done something that no other Marvel movie has really done yet, and that is it's kind of a mystery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was interesting.
It made me interested in the Skrull-Kree conflict, where I don't care about them at all.
You told me at the beginning, like, you think the Kree and the Skrulls are boring, and you're right. They're really not the most interesting villains by themselves, and that was actually one of the things.
Brought you some sort of interest.
The twist I like too is what they do with the Skrulls. I thought, okay, it's just going to be fight the Skrulls. Big spoiler.
Big. The most important twist for me personally.
For you, I think, yeah.
Was that the Skrulls aren't villains per se in this universe.
They're refugees.
Yeah.
They're the
They are
Kree
refugees fleeing the Kree Empire.
Kree are the
And that's just such a huge change. It changes like the dynamic of like just a whole lot of Secret Wars isn't a thing.
Yeah.
It's just gone. And what's the ramifications of just none of that happened. Like everything that happened because of Secret Wars just doesn't matter in this universe because the Skrulls are okay.
I guess you could say they're gonna set it up another way. They're gonna.
There could be two.
Either there are still.
It's
either there are actually still Skrulls on Earth,
Which I would
and
say
when the
yes.
Kree come back to capture Captain Marvel or whatever they're gonna do, they'll see the Skrulls, be like, okay, we just have to blow up this planet now.
It's different, and I like that.
Yeah.
Which is why it's just like, oh, that just opens them up for infinite possibilities. Like the fact that Roman was in this movie was like just so out of left field.
Is Roman still alive?
No.
I
blew up.
Yeah, I thought they disintegrated.
He
him.
hyper died.
He did hyper die. Jesus.
Boy got shot by the Power Stone.
Yep. Guardians, man, one of the best death ever.
He super died.
I feel like they're kind of trying to relate all cosmic level entities to the Infinity Stones.
It's not a bad place to put it.
I'm just questioning what the Odin Force in this universe is. Then
it's his brother's.
That's neither here nor there. I'm sorry for bringing that up. I apologize. But basically Captain Marvel's powers come from the Tesseract.
Yes.
The Space Stone.
Yes.
Which kind of flying through space is just kind of a thing.
Which
Light
also,
speed.
leads to another change with Marvel. And I think she gets the powers.
Marvel was an older scientist and not a Kree warrior, which was a positive change, actually.
Yeah.
More interesting, honestly.
They didn't do the whole thing where. Well, they did. They did the whole thing where they spliced her genes with Kree, but it wasn't from.
It was more like a blood transfusion.
It wasn't that the explosion merged her cells with Marvel laying there on the ground, which is something they could have done, and it would have been closer to the comics. But
what they did is good.
I like them kind of having her indoctrinated with the Kree trying to use her as a weapon because she had the power within her.
Because she lost her memory.
Yeah, so it's like, we'll raise her as a Kree. And I thought that was interesting because she's got these dual lifestyles, these dual identities to struggle with.
And it's like, yeah, like she struggles with these dual identities. Like when she goes to visit the Supreme Intelligence for the first time, like you can see they are like mind controlling her almost too. Like the Kree are not the good guys
in this. No,
I don't think the Krees have ever.
The Kree have never been good guys.
The Kree have never been good guys, but they never. I don't think
they were more of a neutral party.
Like
This may be way off topic, but
we've done playing that already.
Be way off topic.
Okay.
So, why did the Kree attack the Skrull then?
Well,
they resisted.
They
refused.
Well, it's a little different because in the comics, the Kree they were always at war, and so the Kree
does that ever?
Okay, basically the Kree and the Skrull are both kind of like
The
intergalactic, the worst.
It's the worst things
okay,
they could.
Star Trek reference: Romulans and Klingons fighting each other. Like they're
Yeah.
both bad, but one's worse than the other. And then you got the Shi'ar, who I think are the coolest, but they don't. They're X-Men, so
And it's
whatever.
like, I'm pretty sure they did it like the Scroll was worse than the other.
Yeah, and Skrulls typically show up more on Earth as
Yeah.
villains, but the Kree are usually not good when you run into them in space. They just don't usually threaten Earth as much. That's the main difference. So why they fight the Skrulls? They just hate each other.
They hate each other. The Skrulls refuse to bow down. Then the Kree were like, okay, we're just gonna wipe you off. The
I
face
mean,
of the
it
fucking
could be
universe.
that like the Scroll Empire is actually fine, and just like the refugees of the planets on the Kree are kind of tired of this war and don't want to deal with it.
That's
And the
There's
the
more
Skrulls could
explanation
still
here.
be like going strong force. It's just like kill, death, murder, murder, murder.
Yeah, it was a very huge out of left field change for me because I'm so very used to like when they started and they showed the villain, I'm like, how are they going to do Super Skull when the Fantastic Four aren't here?
Yeah, actually,
That's a good point. But no, I thought that was a positive change.
it was. It absolutely was.
Well, Gimli, I'm curious, since we have a lull, you've been pretty quiet. What did you like and not like about it, actually?
I kind of liked how there were abrupt changes, which is more like the comic book style, where it's like action, action, action. Oh, dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta read the dialogue.
You gotta read.
5 pages of dialogue.
You gotta read the.
It's one of those comics where, nope, we
Yes.
got to remind the plot to get you to that act. That's
It's,
right.
it's one of those things
Well, you
where
know,
Which
context with action.
I
Got to make it
kind of
meaning.
liked, but there were points where it sort of just okay.
There
any
were
second.
there were long gaps between some action scenes.
Yeah.
You're right. There was a lot of story dialogue
Yeah.
build-up. That's true.
Which
And, like,
this is good
fine.
and bad.
Yeah.
like
Um,
is it like they have to do this because this is the first time she's come into this entire thing?
For me, the longest part was where she was explaining herself to her friend and like best friend there and best friends explaining back, and it was like.
Okay.
The dialogue that they were actually using.
Do you think that?
And I thought at the beginning too, there could have been like more emotion.
There
shown.
could
There
have
was
been. There should have been.
there was no
No tears.
touching
no-
emotional
Yeah.
spots, even with her regaining her
Reveal.
memories
It's-
and,
and-
like all
and-
these reveals. And
I guess that's.
is it that they didn't spend enough time
Yeah.
with?
I
Look,
wanna
they
say
definitely didn't spend enough time with it because she still doesn't even know her fucking last name.
She doesn't.
Oh
I
my
think
god,
it's Carol.
that was the biggest realization I had at the end of that movie.
was actually kind of interesting because I thought they sold the backstory and the twist well with that with her
Mhm.
identity. But ironically, despite those long dialogue moments with her and Fury, I think they didn't really spend enough time with those flashbacks because I'm like, we got the general idea. I mean, I know they said show not tell, but the scenes with her at different points in her life.
All of the flashbacks of her different points in her life
Were
were
like-
people beating up on her.
Yeah.
No, because like
Making
when
fun
she
of her.
walked into the bar, there were like those small flashes.
No,
of her and the other-
I'm talking about the full-on flashbacks, the important things that she
Oh
read.
yeah, that's fine.
It
Could
was
never
all
quite
just,
do it.
She could never quite do it, and then it's her
which
doing it.
I was fine with.
Like,
I
that
was
is good.
fine. I was fine
I
with
want
that.
more. I wanted more context
but-
for those situations because I think it would have made me feel for her more.
Okay. Like,
Because she's just kind of indestructible this whole time.
Oh, but
Nothing.
like, I know it's kind of been done before a little bit, like with Star-Lord, okay?
Yeah.
One moment from his childhood that kind of defines a big part of him, open it with that. And I know it's basic, but that would have helped us a lot and established
Mm-hmm.
everything we need to know. Because, for instance, they talk briefly about her dad. I wouldn't, like, I feel like there's just some...
Was her dad the person that yelled at her at the
Yeah,
go-karts?
for like, and I'm like, I feel like
I-
that's a scene that could have had more meaning if we had like an
Yeah,
actual full scene.
That could have had more meaning because like it's like
And that
yeah,
was-
she grew up with a family who didn't.
believe in her.
It was a throwaway
Believe in
line
her.
that her family never believed.
Like
in.
Yeah.
the only other time that was mentioned was with the pictures.
It
Yeah.
was.
But I was like, and we're just doing this so fast. Like, I would have liked to have had a scene or two with this to kind of get to know her a little
I
better.
feel like they could have done less with the Kree. Like a little less in that intro bit part with the
No, 'cause,
like some of it was important. It was important.
To establish her relationship with those people.
Yeah.
But we never really got like we got the gist of who she is, but like I don't feel connected to Carol Danvers. I feel connected to Captain Marvel.
yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like who she is as a superhero, but not really as a person behind the mask, which is kind of essential.
And
Yeah.
like sometimes when I'm like, even when you read Captain Marvel, it's kind of like that too. It's like
Yeah. She is Captain Marvel first and foremost, and Carol Danvers is kind of her.
She's a snarky
Yeah,
pilot.
and that's why
Yeah.
like when the whole Secret Wars 2 thing happened, it's like, wow.
I'm so glad they didn't do that person.
Yeah,
Oh my,
absolutely.
that would have been suicide.
For those of you that don't know, Civil War 2 is about. Civil War 2 is basically Minority Report for Marvel.
Marvel's Minority Report, where Carol Danvers goes insane and tries to murder a small child.
Which they didn't go for with her. She's more likable.
Yeah, she's a very likable character. I am very interested to see where they can go with her.
I guess related to that, I want to ask you guys. Like a lot of people, I guess, were apparently kind of off put by Brie Larson being in the role because she mostly does like independent, like artsy films and stuff. She doesn't really do big.
Brie
budget
Larson worked her ass off for
Yeah,
this
she
movie.
fucking did.
And I have nothing but like genuine respect for her.
stuff. So I'm just basically saying in the
But,
role, you
like-
guys think she did a good job.
Brie Larson is Captain Marvel. Like,
For better or for worse, because I like Brie Larson in this role. And it's kind of weird for me to say this, but I don't think Carol Danvers is a nice person. Even like with her whole, she just kind of comes off as
She seems like
No,
she's got a
she-
bit of an attitude in the
she-
comics, from what I've.
she is a nice person. Like, Captain Marvel would absolutely fight through an alien hospital while Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman is having her baby and the
I
fucking
understand that.
in the
I
fucking
understand that. I understand that. But you get what I'm saying, though. It's like,
yes,
Well,
it's like,
okay.
there's not enough for her character besides the attitude to make any connection to
I feel like,
anything like that.
with what Brie Larson was given, she did a very good job bringing Captain Marvel to be a character that can be nice.
Yeah.
Because what I'm saying is, in the comic books,
You don't think
Carol
she's-
Danvers is a bitch.
she's
There's no two
Nicer
ways about
words.
it. There's no way to me to sugarcoat that. She's just kind of a bitch. But in this movie, she is a decent, fully fleshed out human being.
who's kind of snarky.
And I kind of wanted more
Of that.
of that and less Kree soldier verse. I don't know. Maybe cut out a couple seconds from the.
Well, it may
They
come in
went-
with the.
They went nowhere with like that whole scene with her being captured. I guess it was like set up for her whole "Why are we over Earth" thing. But if she had just been like blindsided in the middle of the mission and captured versus like 20 minutes of people walking in a sandstorm, then it would have. They could have.
Oh, you mean the mission? With
Yeah.
The scrolls. Yeah. I kind of felt like some of the plot for this was a little bit choppy. Like you could tell that there were a lot of ideas that were juggled, and I think you guys noticed there were 5 writers. So there was
Yeah.
definitely a little, maybe a few too many hands on the pot on this one.
If this movie had spent more time developing Carol Danvers as a character,
And
because they did a
yes.
very good job with what it is, but I didn't.
It could have been fleshed out more.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You know, I feel like they wanted this to be a James Gunn movie, and they don't have James Gunn anymore.
Well, they don't have James Gunn anymore because they got mad that James Gunn
Said
said
stuff.
stupid shit in 2008 and apologized for it.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but that is true. But they were I kind of liked the fact that Ronan the Accuser was back.
What they did to show us that this in fact does take place in the 90s of the exact same universe, they were all good nods.
Which I
No, wait.
What?
You said he's coming back.
Ronan got
He's-
eaten by the
he's
fucking
dead.
power
It's-
Yeah,
it's a
but
prequel. It
they're
was a
gonna
prequel.
reset the fucking universe, and he's gonna remember it and come back and try
He
to
got
fuck Earth.
eaten by the
Theories.
fucking Power Stone.
He'll be fine.
No!
People have died
Hey,
worse.
It's Marvel. He could.
There
come
have
back.
been far worse deaths
This
in
is
Marvel.
a side tangent as well, but I don't know if I'm alone on this, but I always liked Ronan the Accuser. I thought
One of
he
the
was
Accusers a
he was a
fantastic.
pretty
He didn't really
intimidating.
do a
He
lot.
didn't do a lot, but I thought he was an intimidating, fanatic
yeah.
guy. He looked cool. He sounded cool. I don't know. I liked him.
I like his hammer. They should bring up a different judge.
A different
A
accuser.
different accuser.
That would be easiest. Just get a similar guy. It's fine.
It's not Ronan, it's Ronan Superior.
Joey the Accuser. Phil the Accuser. Ralph the Accuser.
Sarcophagi, the accuser.
Mama Jahabada.
The accuser.
One of those guys. But
Where do you guys think they're gonna go after Endgame?
that was a, well, before we go into that,
Can I do
actually,
my negative?
I thought your negative was the
No, he has a big negative that he's getting
Okay,
to, and I'm
well,
trying to get out as many positives before he just
before he
kinda
drops and he's like, yeah, you're right,
drops
that
the
sucked.
bomb.
Okay, what
Okay.
is it? Because you didn't like this.
Every other time that she was in space, what did she have on?
Not her helmet.
She does not
At
need
the
to.
very end.
She does not
She
need
didn't.
to breathe.
Well,
She does not need. She can breathe in space.
Why does she have her
Then
helmet?
why did she have her helmet on when she
Because
was
she-
sword?
Because she did not know she could breathe in space.
she hadn't fully gotten
When
her
she-
full
No,
powers.
no,
yet.
no,
When she started to understand her powers.
No. In
Yeah,
the
that
comics,
was
Carol
the
Danvers,
second
every time
time
she
she
goes
was in
into space, she puts on her helmet.
Not always.
She puts on her helmet. And you know why she puts on her helmet?
Why?
Because it's fucking badass, fiery mohawk of doom.
It is.
Okay? You know what they didn't do for her giant action scene?
Fiery
At
Mohawk.
the
Fiery
very
mohawk of doom.
At the very end, she didn't have her freaking helmet on.
And
And that annoyed me.
No. You
I
know
can
what
see where you're
annoys
coming
me
from.
more than that? You know what annoys me more than that? They're like, okay, it's time for us to fly off into space. So she flies up to their spaceship. And it's like, no, guys, I'll fly by myself. I won't get tired. We're gonna get like 2 galaxies over. You're gonna get winded, and you're gonna fucking come inside. So just stop being stupid and get inside the fucking.
That was
ship.
kind of silly. Like you could
Hey
get
man, if you just unlocked your power to fly in space, wouldn't you want to use it for a little while?
I mean, probably, but you know what I wouldn't want to use it to do? And hope.
Why?
You know what happens when she gets tired? Her powers turn off. You know what happens if her powers turns off if she's just in the void of space?
She can't breathe.
She'll be fine.
Which is why a helmet would be a good idea.
Right. So that annoyed
I'm loving
me.
the fact that all of our annoyances are
big
minor,
pet peeves.
minor fucking pet peeves about what was going on and nothing like.
Uh,
I was so worried about this movie being Civil War II.
Yeah.
Could have been Civil War II.
They could have very easily been Civil War II, and they put enough character into it to just fucking.
And how did you like Coulson?
I wish they would have done more with
Yeah.
Cheese.
Coulson was
I've been
there.
waiting for Coulson to come back for so long.
And he's there.
But he did.
He's there,
He's
but he's
there.
not there.
He's not really
The
there.
new guy.
He's the new guy.
Yeah, that was
All the characters that they had are interesting. They kind of. They give the Skrull dude a very one-dimensional kind of thing. They give her commander a one-dimensional kind of thing, but that's just beginning Marvel movie stuff.
Pretty basic.
But
I mean, her friends just kind of there also. But
Yeah.
like,
Well, like once again, stuff that could have been more fleshed out.
yeah.
But I kind of figured that like
What was the
her
runtime on this
commander
movie?
was more of like, well, he was
Just figure it
Kree to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
do any
I
of you?
kind of figured that he was already raised.
Yeah.
To be that
Yeah.
way. Yeah, that's fair.
What was the runtime on this movie? It was at 10 and ended at like 12.
I think it's about 2 hours. 15?
I think it was like 12:28 when I looked at my phone then when we left. So probably about, I'd say 12:20.
I would have thrown on maybe an extra 10 15 minutes just adding to a couple of scenes.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it could have been a little
This
longer.
was
Captain
a-
Marvel's runtime 2 hours and 4 minutes.
It's actually kind of short
So
for
then
a
they
while.
could have thrown on a full half hour to add some use because we've all established that we like the character Captain Marvel here.
Yeah.
The movie version of Captain Marvel is good.
This
Yeah.
movie should have been 3 hours in preparation for the 4-hour movie that is going to be Avengers Endgame.
I think that if they had taken an extra half an hour because
Just
while
20 minutes.
the
Yeah,
scenes were
15
emotional, but we lack.
Like you said, like a tear, a
Context.
little more.
All of us were so horribly ruined by Avengers Infinity War that all of us need to feel emotionally pulled by something at some point.
Yeah.
There was no peril for Captain Marvel in this movie. She kind of kicked everyone's ass and then the movie ended. So it couldn't have come from the villains. So this was more of a personal story, but they didn't go into
Personal enough.
They didn't go personal enough to make it a pure personal
This
story. In
movie
my
is
personal
this
opinion.
movie is a lot of setup.
How many times can I say the word personal without it becoming a nonsense word?
Or too
Without
personal.
it becoming personal.
In personal, I'm offended enough. But actually, I guess since this leads directly into Endgame, I guess what's the question?
It doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't lead. Because there's a time gap. Because there's at least
Well,
a 20-year time
Well,
gap.
it does
No,
though,
it's
because
a
the,
5-year time
because of the
No, between 1990s Captain Marvel and 2008
Oh, between
and
all that? Yeah, that's...
2018's
I mean,
Infinity
by
War.
the after credit sequence, it leads directly.
The after credit sequence is probably actually part of Endgame.
You think?
Yeah.
I 100%
I
see
would
that
say
scene
yes.
happening.
Oh, so it might be like in the middle of the movie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
would
could
call
see
that
that.
15 minutes into the movie.
That would be cool, actually.
Because how else
Would they have found it?
Find the page?
Yeah, that's right. We didn't see them picking it up. We just saw them. Okay, so like half the movie could be finding it and then getting her.
It's not going to be half the movie. I'm calling it 15 minutes in.
15
No,
minutes.
it's not.
15 to 20 minutes in.
I see like the first 45.
Are we... Final consensus on this movie
Yeah.
before we get to
Other.
Avengers level conversation.
Yeah.
This is a good movie that people need to see. Fuck everyone review bombing this movie.
Yeah.
Get over your fucking selves and go watch this movie.
Did you do a letter grid?
Yeah. I give it a B.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like
Okay.
Overall, this is a B.
So
B
B minus.
B minus B.
so
Overall,
it's like a B, B minus. You know,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's pretty good, decent. I mean,
no. It is a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It's got some
C is a decent
I would
movie.
watch
This is
it
a good
again.
movie.
Yeah, it was
I would-
fun.
I would not pay the fucking $11 movie prices to see some shit. That's a different conversation on how Regal was fucking everybody.
That's a
But
different story.
I would definitely go see this again in theaters.
Price is going up. But yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. It is good. Yeah, and basically, once again, as we always say, see the movie before you bash it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of that going on. But anyway, yes, continue, guys.
Okay.
Theories.
This is now Avengers Endgame. What happened because of this movie?
Because of this movie.
Because of this movie.
Or
With
just
that scene.
Avengers in general,
Yeah.
too. And just
Just
Maybe
the
other
Marvel
Marvel
Universe as
parts,
it
yeah.
is right now, or how it will be.
Because I definitely see they are going back to what I was saying earlier. They are linking all cosmic level powers to Infinity Stones.
At least for
Pretty
now.
much, yeah.
Carol Danvers is supposed to be a quantum hero, like quantum powers,
she's like
right?
beyond Omega level. Yeah, she's cosmic powers. Like she could probably take on Galactus for a little bit.
Yeah.
yeah.
They explain that by linking her powers directly to the Space Stone.
Yeah.
Are we going to see other huge powers linked directly to these stones?
I think that would be a good idea. Well,
Yeah.
I remind
Because they got Scarlet Witch's power
Uh,
from, was it the Mind Stone or
yes.
was it
So
the
Scarlet Witch's Mind Stone.
I thought it was just that
No.
her power
No,
was...
no, 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 no,
They
no,
changed it for this.
no. They changed it.
Yeah.
She's not a mutant, right?
Her and her brother are not mutants. They are experiments that they did with the
Yeah.
Mind Stone.
Yes.
Really?
Hydra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're Hydra experiments.
Okay.
So, okay, Scarlet Witch's Mind Stone.
And then also, I completely forget his name.
Doctor Strange.
No, from the actual stone itself.
Vision?
The Vision
Yeah.
is physically the Mind
He
Stone.
is the Mind Stone.
Doctor Strange uses
Uses
the
time.
Time Stone. What is our representation of the Power Stone? What does the Power Stone do?
World War Hulk.
I was gonna say that the Power Stone might be the Odin Force
No.
in this universe.
World War Hulk. It's just gotta
No.
be.
The rumors are we're getting Professor Hulk. We're not getting that. We're
Oh,
not
no.
getting that.
Professor Hulk is fine, but
We're not
it's
getting
gonna be World War
we're
Hulk.
not getting
Just
World
like
War Hulk.
Just from
5
the
years down
little
the
bit
line.
of trailer with the Endgame, he did seem more Professor-like.
Because he was still
Yeah.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there that they're gonna tie more people into the stones before they just kind of
Well,
click.
Remind me in Guardians of the Galaxy, what was the stone that they...
The Power Stone.
That was the Power Stone. So Star-Lord,
Yeah.
I mean, the Guardians are all connected to that.
Not necessarily anymore. Mostly because all of them are dead.
But I know that, obviously, Star-Lord, I mean...
No, Star-Lord is
He
half...
had-
Star-Lord
he
is
was
half
channeled that.
Celestial.
Speaking about Star-Lord, I don't think his powers are gone.
They're not. Star-Lord is half celestial. He'll be fine.
Like, people are saying because Ego is dead, he's not. That doesn't change your biology.
He's still got the power.
Yeah.
Got the power.
He just needs to learn how to use them.
Yeah.
He doesn't really use his powers.
Because he doesn't think he has them.
Yeah.
Because his dad told him that without him, they'd be gone. So they might do something with that. We could get more Thor Force, Odin Force. I would not.
Oh yeah.
I want more Thor. I want a fourth Thor movie, but I'm afraid we're not going to get it.
Probably not with Hemsworth.
Hemsworth wants to be Thor.
He does, but there's that's kind of the the other ideas, like where they will go after this. Depending.
There can be a full fucking movie about the Asgardians finding their place in the universe.
No. What you do is you have Thor versus you-know-who, Beta Ray Bill, and he picks up his hammer for the first time. Because I don't think anyone's actually picked up his hammer yet.
Captain moved it.
This is a personal theory. Captain America could pick up that fucking hammer.
Yeah.
He did not pick it up because he saw the look on Thor's face when he moved. That's what I'm calling.
Well, in the comics he can.
Yeah.
In the comics he can.
Do you think Captain Marvel's going to pick up the hammer?
No.
No.
She's not worthy to pick up the hammer.
I don't think so either, but she's Wonder Woman now.
But it is possible.
Can you pick up...
I would love them to introduce Beta Ray Bill in the Endgame.
In Endgame, just out of nowhere?
Just out of nowhere.
Here's the
Why?
same
Well,
thing.
They showed that Beta Ray Bill exists.
True.
During Ragnarok. He's out there.
Did they?
Yeah, he was one of the
Because then they
faces
can
on the
do
Champions
more
Monument.
movies.
Well, somebody that looked like him was on the Champions Monument.
So that race exists.
Yeah.
The horse.
No, because their race didn't look like horses until Beta Ray Bill underwent the... I'm just going to call it the change.
The change.
Sort of transmutation
Yeah.
type thing.
Basically, there is enough Thor stuff to do more Thor movies.
Oh, yeah, well, no doubt. But I guess it's more of a contract behind the scenes thing.
I would think at some point, like, they would try. I want to say Disney would probably try to do this where they could pay people who look similar or are a certain build to just play these characters at some point, where they don't need to be Steve Rogers or anything like that. They can just be their
here's
heroes.
the thing.
And then it's
Evans?
The Chris's. One is super, I'm Thor. And the other is like, I can do other movies too, guys. So, like, they're two completely different attitudes.
And the third Chris just isn't going away.
The third Chris's movie is an infinite hiatus.
Yeah.
That's true.
Unfortunately.
Because because they want the gun story done, but everyone refuses to let it be done by anyone else but
Well,
God.
I mean, the third one's still coming out.
No.
Isn't it?
It's not even filming. I think Batista, walked.
He walked?
Yeah, I think Dave Batista walked.
I think he wants to walk, but like...
No, I'm pretty sure he's, doing stuff on the WWE again.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I heard...
Well, I knew it wasn't in a good place, but fact check us on that if that's true. But,
in the comments, let me know. I'm really interested.
I hope that's not the case, but I know that...
They were going to be introducing Adam Warlock, and he's...
Pretty important.
He's that bitch.
You guys think Nebula will go crazy and take the gauntlet?
That would be a classic to how it happened in the comic, but probably
not the direction that they're going with their character.
It's not.
Would any of the B heroes come in?
Well, they can't use the Marvel Netflix shows characters for 2 years.
They can't use the
contract.
in 2 years they will be coming back. I guarantee it.
But no Daredevil or Punisher in this random thing.
We know
the only one that could really handle themselves in this exact situation would probably be Luke Cage or Iron Fist.
We know that the Inhumans exist.
Oh yeah, that show.
We know that Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider exists.
Will the resolution of this movie bring mutants into the MCU?
Well,
probably.
They own them now, so with this last X-Men movie, what could happen with that? That's
Wolverine.
And
Tom
the
Hardy
bright yellow
Wolverine,
suit.
finally.
Well, Venom show up. Venom. Gotta get him. Oh man.
I don't know. There's a lot that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Endgame is like a jumping off point for will Marvel have a future?
Yes, Marvel will have a future because Spider-Man is issue 13 of Spider-Man.
It is literally issue 13 of Mysterio. If you guys don't understand the plot, Mysterio, he's pretending to be a hero. He's swindling anyway.
He pretends to be a hero, but
to make Spider-Man look bad, he's competing with. It's so odd. Everyone's like, "Is this guy a hero?" No.
He makes Spider-Man look bad while he's stealing the Louvre's jewels or something.
But to be fair, just the average person know who Mysterio is probably not. But my point is, this is not the real question. Obviously, Marvel will have a future, but
what will it look like?
What will it look like, and how easy will it for people to transition when we're used to this era with a group of actors that we were used to transition to new ones?
I don't see. I mean, like actors. Is Robert Downey Jr. done?
No, I don't think so.
In main roles, I think so. I think he might do supporting occasionally, but I don't think he's...
I thought they were making an Iron Man 4.
I don't believe so.
That was rumored. That's neither confirmed or denied at this point. Please correct us if we're wrong.
Please.
The only person to give an official farewell to Marvel has been our boy Cap.
Yeah.
Everyone else, even though their contracts are kind of up in the air, nothing has really been said about them, positive or negative.
I think I want to say Cap will come back at some point.
They're definitely doing more stuff with the Hulk. They barely scratched the Hulk's surface. They can't just have him be...
he needs his own movie.
Yeah.
He really does. Mark Ruffalo puts too much goddamn work into being the Hulk to not have his
last movie was 10 years ago. He needs another chance, guys. Just give people like the Hulk, give them a real movie.
There's more Thor stuff. Ragnarok was, their second or third best movie.
Oh, people love the last Thor movie.
Well, I'm just talking, money-wise. They fucking put bank into
You're right. You go for what's successful. But obviously, Spider-Man's not in any trouble.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange,
Are they
Black Panther.
doing the Black Widow movie?
No, it's a TV show. It's a TV show on their Disney All Access thing.
I'm okay with Black Widow I
think Thor was actually getting a show too.
Loki
was getting a show. Okay.
Loki gets a show. Thor gets another movie. Maybe.
It'd be cool. You don't think Black Widow should have a movie? She was supposed to get a
movie.
I
think she should have a movie.
I don't.
Judging from Captain Marvel, I think they could do it.
They could, but I'm just kind of personally tired of Scarlett Johansson.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's everywhere.
She's just kind of everywhere, and hey, how'd you guys like Ghost in the Shell?
I didn't see it.
It
wasn't her fault.
That movie was bad. I don't know about that. Her acting.
We definitely can't say that the movie was her fault, but what she did in that movie was definitely her fault.
A little bitter about Ghost in the Shell.
Yes.
Okay, well that is fair. She'll get a show, so she'll get representation, and hopefully people will be happy with that. At least they can say they got a woman there.
Well, the Scarlet Witch and the Vision show is confirmed. The Winter Soldier Falcon show is confirmed, which is going to be really interesting.
Is one of them just going to end up being Cap?
I think they're going to retire Cap. I think they're going Bucky as the White Wolf and
Falcon is Falcon.
They can make Falcon Captain America.
He was for a while.
They could. Well, both of them could be Captain America. It's up.
They could alternate. Yeah.
There's enough hints for both of them to pick up the mantle if anything happens to it.
But I like the Falcon. He has to continue.
Or they could just introduce Isaiah Bradley. No. No. Isaiah Bradley was a fine Captain America. It'd be great. What? Would you rather them have Frank Castle Captain America?
There's the door.
You'd be cool with that.
I'd be fine with that.
Oh, they don't think they'll do that.
Look, they need...
I
just recently rewatched the first episode of The Marvel's Punisher.
Oh. Yeah, Disney made that.
Disney made that show.
Pretty
Disney
intense.
put that show out.
But that's true, they care about their stuff. But I think you're right, though. Black Panther will get another movie.
Black Panther 2 is definitely confirmed already.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of, Guardians, if they could get their stuff together, would make another one. Who else would be big money makers that would definitely continue?
Fantastic Four should get their movie soon.
I think Doom could be getting a villain movie.
Doom.
Probably.
Over the Fantastic Four.
That could be
I feel like they might... I feel like with this whole thing...
That could just be the entirety of Phase 4 or even Phase 5.
Building up to God King Doom.
I don't think they should go God King Doom.
Yes, they should. They have to one up Thanos.
Just do classic.
How do you do it?
You have to have Doom own his own country.
Yes, have Doom own his own country, introduce him that way, and maybe you can tie him to like trying to get Galactus' powers, which is one thing he wanted to do.
Yeah.
I would love a Silver Surfer movie.
Yeah, like a real. Well, now they've got the rights; they could do one, and I feel like with what they've done with some of these outlier characters like Doctor Strange, they could totally do Silver Surfer justice.
I'm upset
that's right.
that World War Hulk will never happen because it was Ragnarok.
Unfortunately, but we got like
what
half
they got with it. What they did in the movie was good. You can't deny that.
It was, but it's still so upsetting.
Yes, it is.
It's dumbed down.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Like, I really wanted to see that fight. That fight was going to be great.
People the executives wanted it from Thor's perspective.
Well, you basically got a Hulk movie. We got a Thor Hulk buddy movie. I mean, it was basically was also a Hulk movie.
I personally, I'm all about their Spider-Man. I'm all about their Thor.
Yeah.
Their Captain Marvel is going to be interesting, and where she goes from here is definitely the make or break for the character for me.
Is there any direction you guys think wouldn't be strong for them to continue at this point if they were going to retire anything?
Supermaning Captain Marvel into Endgame would be the worst decision they could.
So don't make her too powerful.
Basically, Justice League.
Feel like there's actually a fight.
Yeah.
Like if they make her Justice League Superman and shows up and bitches out all of the other characters.
Yeah, it's like why are they there?
And the villain. It was like, well, then Nick Fury should have just pressed that button sooner.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that.
Like, Thanos is severely underpowered in this universe.
Yeah.
And, like, he should be able to, like, one-on-one fight Captain Marvel.
Also,
and
he should...
Thor.
Thor should win that fight.
No.
Yes.
Neither of them wins that fight.
He did knock out Hulk.
Hulk wins that fight. Thor wins that fight.
Hulk wins that fight after a while, like, without the Infinity Stones, but, like...
Hulk has fought Thanos wearing both gauntlets and came out the victor. The fuck are you talking about?
But established in the movie universe thus far,
yeah,
we've seen the Hulk get taken out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was precise. That was early in the fight. Whatever. Mm-hmm. But still, there's definitely picture. I don't think they're gonna do that because if they did that would make the movie a whole boring and no.
I don't want Endgame to be Justice League 2. As long as it's not going to be that, because there's just so many ways that they could easily do that.
How do you guys think Ant-Man's gonna play into it?
Oh, do you know what's right next to the quantum level? Mm-hmm. Time vortex.
Yeah.
I thought so. I thought time travel would be the only way out of it.
Or they could grab the Soul Stone and
bring people back to life. But I think time travel would be more interesting.
But there's been 5 years without them. They need to time travel for like the loss to not be there.
Yeah, to feel like this has been weighing on them for a long time. Like we've been working to find a way to get back in.
I feel like they're gonna destroy the gauntlet. And that's
the gauntlet's already destroyed. It was destroyed with the snap.
Yeah,
you can see it broken.
That's not something that should have happened.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, Thanos said his job was done. He didn't want to continue after that.
That's fine, but it's built by the dwarves, and that shit is built to last.
I don't know. We'll have to wait for the movie to come out to see exactly what they're doing.
We don't know.
They have several directions. Some of them bad, some of them good. All of them entertaining.
Yeah, no matter what. Marvel is pretty good at that.
What are we thinking for runtime? What are we hoping for?
4 hours. Just like that Black Panther director's cut that will never come out.
How long was the last one? 3?
Almost 3?
We could go longer than 3. How about 3.5?
No, it'll be 4. It'll be a full-ass intermission.
Four with a real intermission.
Yeah, if they put an intermission,
if they do 4 hours with a good 10 to 15 minute intermission
to pee,
then yes.
The first 2 hours time vortex. You can go pee.
Will it just be like black screen intermission? What will be in the intermission?
So. They came to the movies and weren't prepared.
Depending on how they do it, they could just have Ant-Man in travel.
Just literally the actor, all the actors just kind of sitting back, traveling through the quantum realm with nothing happening, with on the screen, just on the bottom, just intermission flashing.
Was that the joke you're referencing from Homecoming with Captain America? So,
Yeah.
Came to the end of this movie.
This is about patience. It's about waiting.
This is what you were waiting for. That's great.
No, there hasn't been a good movie with a big intermission.
For
In a long time.
Yeah.
So they would be the first to do it.
I think that
In a
fan
while.
expectation is high enough that if they could get away with it.
I don't think people would
They
complain.
could have gotten away with doing it during Black Panther.
Yeah.
It's just nobody's done it in so long, so why
They wouldn't be
break the
used to it.
status quo? But they should.
Because it's fucking Avengers Endgame, end of an era. Go get some refill on your popcorn. Go take a shit. It's about to go down.
Do you raise prices for movie tickets at that point then?
No.
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 You, in fact, decrease it.
You discount it to get more butts in seats.
Because the more butts in the seats, the more people leaving the theater.
And think about the length of time. That'll be less screenings in a day.
Yeah.
So you'll need to get as much revenue as possible.
That would lead to lower ticket prices. That would lead to... Would that hike concession stand prices, or would they stay the same?
I would say they would probably stay the same.
They might go up a cent or two.
Promotional things they might do.
Leading to more promotional, exclusive, like
Which would
first
be-
week screening items.
Ooh.
They would probably keep the snacks the same,
Oh.
but for the promotionals, they would lower it. That way they could...
Incentivize buying the promotional item.
Let me ask you, because you know they're going to do it. If they were going to do a special thing where it was like a double feature, VIP thing, what is
Of what?
like
Let's
both,
go.
both Avengers?
All
Go.
the...
Like
No.
no.
What'd you do? You request a week off from fucking work. What's happening? You go to Regal with a 10. What's it? It's Marvel, baby. Started from Iron Man and with Endgame. No. Can you survive? No.
No, you fucking
I
can't.
think I'd go insane.
Jesus Christ.
Well, how long have we been at Regal? 3 days.
Well, we're just trying to think.
What movie are you on? Iron Man 3?
Oh, man.
Oh god.
Oh, well.
How many movies have you seen? 8.
I'm 8 movies deep, B.
Oh.
So we're deep into phase 2 right now.
So let me ask you one last question, and maybe it'll be better for Avengers. Do you guys think that, considering all these movies are tied together and there's all that hype, they're all interconnected, do you think that a lot of these movies will be able to work well as standalones in the future? We go back and watch them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Infinity
Because you
War is a
wanna
standalone. at this
You
point.
want to see how those characters came about.
Who will, if Captain America is gone, who will lead the Avengers in Phase 4?
Falcon.
Who will lead the Avengers in Phase 4?
Falcon.
I'm not talking to you anymore. You lost your privileges.
Honestly, I think Black Panther would be a pretty good choice.
I think he would be too.
I think he's kind of at that
You
right
know
level.
who it'll be?
Or are they going the next step and doing the new Avengers, the younger Avengers?
Do you think if they
Baby
give,
Avengers?
do you think if they give
Spider-Man.
if they say
Spider-Man, younger Nova, Kamala Khan.
do you think that if they promise Robert Downey Jr. Nick Fury's position in Shield, he'll stay?
What you got against fucking Nick Fury? man?
Nothing. Because
We got a strap.
because Tony Stark ends up becoming the head of Shield.
At one point.
I just
At one
realized
point.
something.
What?
Tony Stark is a Stark.
Yeah.
This never dawned upon me.
Yes, it has. you
No,
fucking
I seriously
liar.
have never thought.
Actual liar.
No, I never.
Oh man.
All right.
I don't know. What are they planning on doing after this? Because Thanos is kind of like a... The only place they can do to get bigger than it is Galactus.
That's what I'm saying.
or-
And they got the rights to Fantastic. They can do Galactus.
Yeah.
They do Phoenix.
Which they could.
They're not going to redo the Phoenix right after Dark Phoenix.
They could do
They could lead up to
Avengers
Galactus,
versus
that's another
X-Men.
Probably 10
Maybe
years.
10 years.
They
yeah.
could do Original Sin.
They could do House of M.
You do Fear itself.
House of M would be good.
They could do...
House of M would be good. It would be a
They could
nice
do
starting point
Apocalypse.
for like
Or
Phase 5.
What was that one comic that I got you?
They
that
could
was
do Civil
Marvel?
War 2.
The
No, they
what was
cannot.
it?
They do Civil War
Devastator
2.
or
Civil
something?
War
the
2.
death.
I will
the-
actively
the-
boycott Marvel.
the crazy guy?
Yeah, the crazy old guy that I gave you the comic
Yeah.
for.
Starboy?
No.
No.
Starman? He's like
No, it was
death
literally
death dealer or something.
it was literally a one comic book thing,
Mhm.
and it was this old guy who's like, I'm getting too old. I gotta kill all my villains. He's like an 80-year-old dude with superpowers.
I gotta pull it up.
He
That's
just
just
like
kills all
kills his
He just straight up just ends.
nemesis.
Like, I gotta retire. I'm gonna kill all my villains.
like
I gotta retire. These guys gotta go with me.
yeah.
I'm the only one that can
it's
stop him. I gotta go
like-
murder these guys right
Like
quick.
some of them are in nursing homes, and he just murders them. Others, like another one's in jail.
You think that should be the final Marvel movie? Just like, you know what? It's over. I'm killing them all.
No, man. Punisher versus the Marvel Universe.
Stan-
Archie versus Punisher.
Stan Lee's not around to
No.
play the character though.
No.
Uh,
I want them to do an actual movie with Spider-Man and Punisher.
That'd be great.
That would be cool. Like Punisher.
You mean like the one where Spider-Man jumps in the way of the bullet?
I
Kinda
mean,
shit?
like how Punisher was contracted
To
to
kill.
kill Spider-Man, like the origin, like an origin movie.
I don't
for
think we've gotten
Punisher.
to the point where Punisher is a contract killer yet.
Look, we haven't even done Kraven the Hunter yet. Spider-Man will get his due.
Yo, if Spider-Man 3 is Kraven the Hunter, we about to go in.
Tom Holland's gonna get buried alive. Let's see the
Then
fear.
he comes out with a dark suit.
Hi, my name is Kraven the Hunter, and this is Jackass. Let me out of here!
Now that'd be Kraven the Hunter would be a perfect jettison point to give Tom Holland Spider-Man the black suit.
Yeah, it would.
It would be. Yeah. See, there's possible. I'm not worried about Spider-Man. I think
Spider-Man's fine forever.
He could have his own. He's got so many villains. He could be.
He'll has his own universe.
Just
Or do you think Marvel would actually do a villain movie?
I hope Doom.
Doom is the only one I can think of.
All right, someone else. Who
Yeah,
else
what
would
do you
make a
think?
good villain?
I don't know.
A villain movie.
Do a Thanos movie. Do a Galactus movie.
They were thinking about doing a Magneto movie for a while.
A Magneto movie would
That
be
would be
interesting.
cool.
Magneto would be pretty good.
I still want Mr. Sinister to get an actual something, anything.
Villain movie. We could do a Charles Xavier movie.
Villain movie, we could do a Scott Summers movie.
Or a Reed Richards movie. We
Yeah.
could go into the dark side of all the heroes.
Oh my
We
god.
could do a Franklin Richards
Oh
movie.
shit, you just do the Illuminati.
Oh, that story.
You know what we could do? Death of Johnny Blaze. Not Johnny Blaze, Johnny Storm.
God, yeah,
Introduce Franklin Richards.
That would be fucking fantastic.
Put Spider-Man in his...
Spider-Man in a bag.
No. Put him in the Future Foundation suit.
That'd be pretty good.
Well, you don't like the Future Foundation?
I like the Future Foundation.
You think it's a little too early for the Future Foundation?
I think we could give it
What,
a
you
little
don't
longer.
want Spider-Man at
Another
17
20
in the
years?
Future Foundation?
No.
Captain Universe Spider-Man at 17.
You know, Captain Universe Spider-Man would be awesome as long as he fights the Tri-Sentinel. It's stupid. It's stupid.
He fights the Tri.
What's the Tri-Sentinel? You guys, 3 Sentinels fused together?
This is the ultimate threat. You get cosmic.
We give him the power to erase beings from the universe to fight this three-headed sentinel.
The Tri-Sentinel. What does he do to fight him? Well, he kind of flies in and shoots him, and then he's gone.
Because I feel
and
like
then he
Spider-Man could take.
Captain Universe is still out there. I hope you know this. He never gave them back. Captain Universe Spider-Man is out there defending all of us.
I think at some point that this review became less about Captain Marvel and something else.
I drew the line.
We already established that.
I know.
I drew the line.
But it's
Put the
fun.
line in the sand.
Do we want to say bye?
Yeah.
Yes, outro. Yeah. We didn't really introduce everybody, but that was Gimli, Space Xevrix, and of course Tiefling, and you know this guy, Merlin.
If you're still watching.
If at this point you're this deep in the video, I hope you're still watching. Cause
If you made it this
Alright,
far,
let's get it. New Wesley Snipes Blade movie. Marvel canon.
think
if you made it this deep into the movie, you're contractually obligated to like and subscribe. I'm sorry.
and share,
Those are the rules.
comment. Also, put it to your favorites list.
Subscribe, unsubscribe, put at the top of your favorites, put them at the bottom of your watch later. Send this to your favorite comic creator. Send this to your favorite comic YouTuber.
Basically, do all of my work for me. Market my channel for me. Promote for me.
Send it to Disney.
Send
Send
it
it
to
to
Disney.
Disney.
Send this video to Disney and see what happens.
At the very least, some like clerk at one of the studios is bored. He might have it on, and like, maybe we could do that. I'll pass it on my boss.
Some
You don't know.
clerk has it on. They show it to the man himself. They show it to the mouse. He's like, send a hit squad, and we all get to die soon.
Disney. No.
All right.
The mouse. Once the mouse sees it, you're done.
Actually, you know what? We know where they're going. Okay, obviously, multiple universes is
we'll get cryogenic.
Yeah,
Disney.
the multiverse.
all Disney animated, Tron, you know, Star Wars, Indiana Jones together.
What I feel like they're eventually going to do is they're going to have TV shows as the primer for characters, and then after the TV shows are over, they will give the character a movie.
I would love it if we just got an entire like 2099 series.
You know what? It's possible. These days, you get all that's possible.
What's the next Spider-Verse movie?
Spider-Geddon,
God,
When's that?
starring?
Miles Morales.
Meh.
Oh,
I'll fucking fight you.
I did that
Did
just
you
for
see
him.
that yet? Actually, the Spider-Verse.
No.
Oh,
It's very good.
You should definitely go see
it was.
Spider-Verse.
It was very.
show.
I think he would really like Spider-Man Noir. 100%.
Spider-Man Noir would definitely be your guy.
It's just Nicolas Cage.
And I you know who the main character of Spider-Geddon is going to be? 2099.
Yeah,
I hope you know.
great, Miguel O'Hara.
Not
Miguel-
1960s.
No, Miguel. No, that needs to mean something. I want Miguel O'Hara as the main for a movie or two.
He's a good character, absolutely.
Mhm.
2099 is good, but I guess that this is the
Stay magical, everybody.
This is our post credit sequence.